Let me get this nice and situated. There we go. Party time. Oh man, my stickers aren't very big. So, what I'm going to be doing today, or on this video, I think I even did one. Did I do one earlier, recapping kind of the weekly video a little bit? I don't remember. But what I am going to do here is I'm going to go over 10 stocks that I guess I'm going to be watching for a little bit. It may just be for tomorrow. It may be for a week, maybe for a month. In my head, my idea is I am going to build a library to where I can kind of just glance at an even bigger list than I have. And when I see the action price, I can be like, hey, that's getting close to where I want it to be. Or not, you know what I mean? Instead of having to kind of like reanalyze everything every day. This is really something I should have done a long time ago. But I'm just going to go in the order that I wrote my notes in because I don't know how else it's going to come up. Anyways, NU is the first one we're going to go over. Let's try to start with a daily. Give me just a moment. Bear with me. All right, so on the daily, I wish I could get all that at a good angle. I guess that gets most of it right there. Yeah, that does what we need right there. Just about perfect. All right. So our day started out here. A lot of things in the market took off today pretty strong, and it looks like new did as well. It looks like it kind of hit a top. We're not going to get exactly perfect on our numbers. Around 1836. Comes back down, goes back up, same exact thing. Let's see what that exact one is. And that one is exactly 1836. So we've got resistance at 1836 at a glance. Then on a daily, looking at a 1 minute candle, we're going back into a downtrend. So I'm thinking to myself for just a second. Okay, so let's go. I really like the 3-month chart. Maybe it's just because it's 1 hour. Got to adjust everything back because we had a lot of movement in this one. So on Monday, it had a really, really big jump. And then today, it kind of continued to climb up for the first half and then went back down. We broke a resistance right here at 1782. Yeah, 1782 and 1784, these two right here. I know that's two greens in a row, but I don't care. Even if it's two greens in a row right there, it's still this. It just makes it easier that it did break that high already. So here's where we're at right now. As I go through all 10 of the stocks, I'm gonna hope to remember to reference that like there's sort of an overall trend playing on or an overall potential setup in everything, and some stocks just get ahead of the others. I don't know how to quite word that. Right now, let me go to my notes on this. So I put on the 6 month and 3 month, it's uptrending. The last support was 1650 to 1680. 1785 might be new support if we can hold green skies beyond going up. That means I didn't see any resistance like after 1785. Look for support at 1785 to buy. If it doesn't hold, look to fall from 17 to 1660. So what I'm saying when I say 17 to 1660, I'm not one of those guys that tries to get an exact number. I'm saying that if it doesn't hold support around 1785, it's going to fall. And it may not be in one complete day, but in a trend, it's going to fall and it's going to stop the fall, or at least start building some sort of support or consolidation within the range of 1660 217. But let's go back to it. If we can hold this support right here, so like I was saying, 1784 was the previous resistance. The previous resistance can turn into support now. We closed at 1786. If we can hold this support and go up, once we're past 1850, like we're in really good shape. Is that what I had in the note? 1850. I put 1785. Look for support at 1785. If we can hold past 1785, it's green skies. It might not take off that quick, though, even with that, and as we keep going. Basically, on new, to sum it up, I'm looking for support around the 1785, 1784 area. I feel like if it's going to build that support there, it's going to go up. Like this is the last resistance we have up there, and this isn't even resistance yet. I mean, I guess in a way it is. It depends on how you look at it, but it's so fresh. That's just my thoughts on it. So tomorrow morning, if it were to establish a solid amount of support, like say it starts going up and it gives above 18, it keeps coming back down to 1785, 1790, stuff like that, and it bounces for a couple hours, I would say that's good support. If it starts climbing and it beats 1835, at 1840, like I would be a strong buyer on this. What I don't like about it is I don't have a target for getting out. That's one thing I feel like is a real key in trading. When there's nothing to target to get out, you kind of just, you need to take your profits when you can. And with day trading, I don't like to be in long. But that's not a bad thing. Like if it takes off and shoots off to 20, that's amazing. If we were looking to short on this one, I would say the way I would short this is if it breaks this 85 here. If it breaks down below here and we get to 53, at 53, I would trust the support to fall all the way to 17 to 1660. Like I would, if we get below 1750, I feel like the trend's just going to keep on going and we could go below 17. I'm going to move on. Do I have roadblock? Dude, no, I don't have roadblocks. What the hell? BBAI. Let's look at this. And if anyone has any thoughts on like the stocks or anything, go ahead and chime in. I just do this for fun and to help myself. So we're looking at it on the daily. These are 1 minute candles. I'll turn it a little bit so you can see that there was a bigger spike right there at the very, very beginning. At the start of the day, like I was saying, everything looked like it was going to do good. It got to pretty much the mid-morning, and then it slowly started to trickle out. Around lunchtime, it decided it was going to come back. Previously, and on my other ones, Big Bear AI was one that I like to buy at 548. And I got in on it at 548, and I sold off at 83 because it was a day trade. Like I didn't want to keep going on. We have the same TV. Heck yeah, dude. I've had the CV for so long, and it's working great as a monitor now that I do this. Great job, man. Well, thank you, buddy. I hope y'all did great today too. All right, so on Big Bear AI, my notes for it, I got 650 to 655 as resistance. Like I was saying in the last stock, I don't like an exact number. Sometimes I'll have it, but realistically, I feel like there's a little bit of room. If it breaks resistance, expect resistance at 664 and 682 separately. If it doesn't break resistance at 655, it's going to continue the downtrend that it's already on with a 3-month and 1-month chart. If it fails and it breaks and falls, 565 to 569 is the first chance of support. It's possible that there's support at 604. There just isn't a lot of time behind it. Let's go back and look at this. So 650 to 655 is our resistance, and 662 and 660. Go to the 3-month. So right here is where I'm saying 55, 650, 655. There was just enough there. That was right before Christmas, right around Christmas week. It was consolidating around there. So people that bought and sold there are going to have ways to get in and out. I was saying, what were the other two? It was 682 and something, 664. So right in here at this peak, this is where we started to have a climb, and it just shot back down. A lot of the market was decided to shoot back down right around right before the middle of December. So the 664, I could see a lot of people that got in have been holding this entire freaking time, waiting for it to come back, to be wanting to get out. I would imagine we're going to have some strong resistance there. And then when you look right here, I'm really circling 3. This is what I'm kind of just calling the 682. This whole spot is going to be a pain in the butt, I think, to get by. Now, if we get a catalyst, like they come out and add something to the government's going to do another beneficial thing, or something for AI, or Trump says something positive with AI, or specifically about big bear AI, you can blow through all this. I mean, anything can happen, but those are sort of my predictions on this. So with how I'm looking at this one tomorrow, I'm still, let's look at a 6 month as well. This stock goes all over the place. I want to catch stuff when it's down here, and you can see how the crosshairs continue straight from wherever I leave this. I want to catch things down here. They might not always fall that way. So like right around here, and I was saying 548. What is this one? I moved it when I moved my head. 551. Right around 550 is where I want to be a buyer on this one. I don't trust this one to break through everything right now. And we're only two stocks in. Everything's kind of at this specific spot where it's going to either break really good or go back down. It's kind of a simple way to put it. Because look, even if we get past the what I called 682 right there, it keeps ticking into 7. You got a little bit all the way up to 730. Like, it's going to be a battle for this one to climb. Let's keep it rolling. Hold on, I'm going to get a swig of the drink of the night. Look, these were 45 cents. So I'm drinking it out the bottle. TSLL is our next one up. TSLL is a security where it's vested in, forgive me if I don't use the proper terms. Oh, and none of this is financial advice either. You can't sue me because I don't know what I'm doing. It's mixed with like Tesla and Goldman Sachs, but it's a way to invest it at Tesla with like a cheaper price, but the swings are going to be heavier because like the percentage is going to be stronger, if that makes any sense. All right, so my notes on TSLL. Downtrending fast on the 3 month. 1540 should be the absolute bottom. 1614 to 1682 might be the support to switch trends, the area where I would think about buying. So let's go take a glance at this. Let me get those numbers again. I want to be on a 3 month. I believe I said 1540. 1540 should be the absolute bottom. Let's go. And that, it starts popping up those arrows when I do that, but that's right here. I mean, this dips all the way down to, what is that? 1487. But I like trusting kind of more the consolidation. Like I have more grouping right here. So I called it the bottom of the grouping. I put it 1540. Tesla is one of those cult stocks, man. Anything can happen. Elon can say something, Trump can say something, and this thing can go flying in either direction. I feel like last year in the summer, this was like bouncing between 12 and 14, and then Trump got involved and it went to 9, and then it came back, and then it soared up to 18 and bounced to 24. I feel like for a while, this 1540, a mid $15 range is going to be kind of a safe area. I had been saying buying at 16 or under is good and selling above 20 is good. I don't know if the selling above 20 is still good, to be honest with y'all. What am I on? Yeah, I'm on the 3 month. Yeah, absolutely. So the same thing's still going on. So, damn, any extra notes? 1614 to 1682 might be support. So, because it fell off so fast, and it's one of those cult stocks, trying to find where 80, what did I see at 82? So right here, we had this big, what do they call that? The fair market and valuation gap thing. We had the big gap there. It didn't fall all the way through. So that makes me think that it's possible we have some support around here. The low went to 52. I don't want to buy Tesla unless it's at least low 16s. Like at least low 16s. Like I think this trend continues. More on a news side of things, I don't think this is gonna. I think when this starts getting close to 14, the company will say something. Like you'll get news on Roadster or something like that. And that's just my personal opinion. I'm still on this. I'm buying low 16, under 16, selling at 20. That's TSLL. If anyone has any thoughts or anything, or if you're enjoying this, like, subscribe, all that stuff that the young cool kids say. I'm just having fun. I'm practicing. This is helping me, I think, more than it's going to help anyone else. These are the next ones we're going to go over. We got Beats. Look at that. We haven't been having much volume on this. This isn't looking good with the volume. Not the charts doing bad necessarily, but the volume has not been working in our favor. They're about to do, what do you call it? I don't know what to call it. Like a job fair, except it's about these health equipment pieces they make, and they're gonna talk to CEOs and more investors about it. And then the earning report's still gonna be a month away. Consolidating 230 to 280 on the 3-month hourly. Look to hold support at 248. Find resistance at 280. So even though there might not be, like, another way that I feel like money can be made in the market, the first way I really started finding money in the market was through consolidation. So if I can find areas where I think it's going to bounce and just be like, okay, it's going to bounce in between this range right here for a week, there's a lot of money to be made in those bounces if I'm grabbing them at the bottom and selling them at the top, and they're happening over and over. And it starts getting repetitive. 248 for supports. That's just the bottom of these guys right here. There's just not a lot going on. It's also the bottom of the, right where we had the fair value gap. 248. Yeah. This is one of the few ones that I don't feel like is at a point of indecision, or like the other ones I was saying, it's like they're either going to kind of go up or they're going to fall off. I don't feel that strongly about this one. I think there's still a lot of consolidation to go on. I think it could go all the way up to 280 and come all the way down to 230. If it sets support, though, at 248, it's worth a play. Like, if you had that big gap right there, you have a chance to get it again. Even if it's not a gap, like it could be an all-day climb with a couple dips down, but like, yeah. But I want it, so it closed at 258. I don't know what the aftermarket is right this second on it. I wouldn't buy it until it went under 250. I don't think I want to short this at all right now. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Like, you could short it, like what I'm saying, like in the next couple of days, say it doesn't come down from 258 to 250 like I want it to, and it just keeps going up, and it goes up to we'll say it closes tomorrow at 276. I would probably I'm not big on doing shorts, but if I was talking about shorts, then I'd be like, I'm probably looking to short it around 280. Like, once it goes to 280, I'm going to expect some resistance. We're going to keep moving on. I don't know how long my battery's going to last either. DVLT. So this is a new one to me. I added several new ones to try to mix it up. First, I want to go to the we'll start on the daily. It's not doing a whole lot. It's bouncing between 49, 149, and 123. So I mean, 20 cents. There's plenty to work with there. Let's go to the 6 month. So just looking at this at a glance right now, and let me move this a little bit. I want you guys to know, if anyone's watching and enjoying this, that over here, this comes down, but I want you to know that it existed. But right now, we are in the middle of what was like a big spike. Everyone's got their own terms for everything they call anything. But we've beaten these numbers before, is what I'm saying. So it's like not the end of the world for me to think that it could possibly go up this high again. This would be a preparable area of resistance because there started to be support there. Like your support turns into your resistance turns into your support. Let me see what my notes were on it. Make sure 129 support holds. It is a buy, but resistance at 150. So the 129 is just what it's been bouncing to in its own consolidation right here. Let me zoom this in more. 1 month. It's on a 30-minute, but that's okay. Let's change this to an hour. All right. Let's see where I got the 29. So even though this one has a wick that comes down to 124, I still kind of like 29. That was the bottom of the red candle. 28 was the bottom of the green where it started coming up to it. The volume picked up later. Oh, sorry. Let me go back to the daily. It's got okay volume. I mean, the volume died out in the middle of the day. I can work with that at the end, though. Make sure 129 holds supports. It's a buy, but resistance at 1. So what I'm telling myself is, I'm trying to get something where it's easier for y'all to see. I think it's going to come back down to 129 at some point. Like it might keep going up a little bit or whatever, but it's got to. I'm going to wait until it establishes some area of support before I go in. And in that area of support is where I want to go in. So if it in 129 was also, where am I at? That was kind of the bottom of this fall off, but it just fell off. Never mind. No, there's not a whole lot that I trust back there. 129 is just the last low I've got to work with. That's where it closed at. I need some sort of support before I'm going in on this. Like even if it has gone up like that, it's fallen off so much too that it could go either way. So I'm waiting for support on this. 129 is the support I would be looking for off the bat. I wouldn't jump in and just hope it rides though if it didn't come down to 129. All right. What is that? Archer. ACHR. Let's go to our daily. It closed at 882. $8.49, $8.88. So like a 40-cent range going on. A lot of consolidation on a daily. Still an uptrend on a 5-day. That's where it gets interesting. I'm on the 1 month or the 3 month. I'm on the 3 month. I love 3 month chart. I guess it's because it's the 1 hour. All right. What did I write for Archer? $9.11 resistance. If breakthrough, 9.21 buy, ride to 11 looks possible. Support is at 747 to 743. A buy could be here if it drops down here. The 747, 743 is kind of obvious. It's just where this bottom is. We had a lot of consolidation over here. Like it dipped a little lower, but these are just so close right there. But we closed at 882, so that's quite a ways away. We had a big jump here. $9.11 resistance is going to be, I'm going to have resistance before 9.11. Well, I guess that's what that one is. I think I just put one number, but I mean 9.11 and 9.05. From 9.05 to 9.11, like that's going to be tricky. Really, all of this is going to be kind of tricky because everyone that's been stuck underneath here for all this time is like thinking about, well, should I get out? All these people that just rode this down and were in all of this, they're like, hell, should I get out? Should I get out? Should I stay? And yeah, I think it's going to be stuck. If it breaks that though, like at 920, I would risk a buy at 920. If I went in at 920, I'd be like 920 and then probably like a 905 as my exit. I wouldn't want to quite make it 911. Like that's a little too close. I could see it dipping down below 911 a little bit to bounce off of it for support. But that's that. Try pocket options. I made $200. Man, I haven't messed with options at all. I look at them, and that's about it. I'm trying to just master just the live market. But that's awesome that you made $200. Snap, uptrending. Well, let me get to the stock. So just at a glance with this, I'm not even going to look at my notes. We've got a pretty solid support that I'd like right around 732. Let's see what I put. Support's at 747, 743. Yeah, I see why I'm doing that. But getting past this 910 and what was that? 908. That's going to be the trick on this one. So this is another one that's kind of been climbing up like some of the ones we already went over, and it's got like one strong point to break past. And I get how, like, we look at a different one, like I guess you could say 1, 2, 3, but that one's not a good example. We just got past that, but it's like, is it going to stay past that? You see how it's kind of like everything's feeling like it's at an edge? I don't know if I trust it to beat it, at least not in one day. I mean, we are at the start of a new year and everything, but it's tricky to trust that. What else did I put? All right, uptrending resistance will be at 9. 840s to 830s are support when it falls. 7.8 next support down. 713, pretty safe bottom. So, yeah, I don't want to risk fighting that. If it got past that like a decent bit, let's go. No, yeah, I still don't trust it. Like, even as we go deeper back months, it's like, it's not beating 9 very well at all. So I named a couple areas that I thought could be support. The 840s to the 830s, 780 and 713. So our 840s is just the end of this fair value gap that we got. Let's say 780, we start getting consolidation, not only in our climb up, but we had a decent bit right here. And then the 713 is what I referenced right when we came to here. It's just this around here. The reason I name those is it's like there's a chance it could bounce off of that. So like if it blasts through 840, I'm probably going to want to look at it when it goes to 780. Like the chances of it just blasting through everything at once, I don't think are super, super likely at the start of the year. But, you know, the market does whatever it wants. So like at 780, it could start consolidating. And I could find, like, say it bounces from 780 back to 8. And that starts being an area of consolidation again. Like, those are the ways I think about it. All right. We're gonna keep going because my battery's got to be. We got 3 more left. BTG. Let's go to the 3-month. So, to me, I like this. This is something I like to see. So, we're in the middle of this right now. And with everything else on a ledge of like being at the peak or the bottom, I like this. So, without even looking back at my notes, somewhere around 480 is going to be the top. And somewhere around 440 is going to be the bottom. So no matter what it does, I'm preparing the idea that I'm going to look at this from it going to one of those. If it goes to 480, I would probably short it. Watch it go back down. I'm not going to try to ride it all the way to 440. Like, kind of start watching what it's doing, where it might set areas of consolidation, depending on how long you can be in the market. But say we log on tomorrow and it falls down to 440. Yeah, then I'm probably going to just straight buy and hope that I can get up to 480. You adjust everything as you're going. What did I put on there? 447, 437 support, 482 resistance. Stagnates for 3 weeks to a month at a time. So I'm acknowledging the support more around 447 than I am of down here. And I see why. Like if this is something I want to get in, you can see the checkered bar going horizontal across the screen. It like perfectly aligns with, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different candles. So yeah, 447 is probably a more precise area to buy in at. I like that one. I like how that one. I like consolidation. That's just me though. DNN. See, I don't like this. This is kind of hitting a peak again. See how it's right around here? 330. So it barely got above it. It did get above the 330 that was right there on the 3-month. Let's just keep going out a little bit. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Because look, even the highest high in the past 4 months was 341. Let's go to a whole year. Yeah, in the whole year, that might be, it's not its entire life, but you get the idea. So I'm not going to buy that unless it just totally beat that. Like if it beat that, then I would be looking for it to come back down to it as an area of support. But that's not something I'm going to get in. If anything, I would short that like now. I'm not recommending that. This is a mining company though too, so it's like it's different than other stocks. I still, no, there's no way I would buy it up there. You're gonna get stuck up there, I think. That's just my thoughts. We got one more. This is our last one. Hey, thank y'all for joining. I hope y'all got something out of it. Like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. Our last one's gonna be plug. I'll be honest with you guys, this one annoys the crap out of me. I made some good money off of it. I don't even remember. I feel like it was 3 months ago. And it kind of stayed in my watch list for a while, but it like never moved hardly at all. And there were so many times where I put money into it for a trade, and then I'd take it out and not make or lose anything because it didn't hardly do anything. Well, that's 3 month it. All right, so it did quite a fall off. I want to go to a whole year real quick. $332, an all-time high of $462, 195-ish. Let's go to the one that, well, that was pointless. 3 months. All right. See, I should like this because this isn't crazy doing a whole lot. Like, I like having gaps to fill in. There was a peak at 294. I just don't feel like it's going to do a lot. I mean, look at this. That was the 18th of December where it was at 249. And it just beat that with 251. So, like, you can't even call that one the high, technically. Your highs are like pennies difference. I mean, hold on. I just don't trust this one yet. I don't trust that this isn't going to consolidate a lot, and I can't tell where the consolidation is. Like, it got above these wicks. It closed above these wicks. There just isn't enough there for me to, like, 231 maybe. What did I put in the notes? Consolidating between 190 and 249 for past month. Do not buy above 220. What did I look at? Okay, so I'm telling myself, don't even think of getting into this stupid thing. And I have nothing against this company or stock, unless it falls into this fair value gap. Like, unless it gets into where there was some fast action before, don't do it. When I'm saying at the top of that at 220, I'm trying to see if it's going to set up some support. Like, if it could bounce around 218 a little bit, like go there and then start coming back up, it could start setting up like a reliable area where I'd say, like, okay, 220 to 240, it's swinging around in. Yeah, I guess I might buy it 220. I wouldn't short it though at 240, just because it's going to take so long for it to decide what to do. Like, if something crazy happens and the whole market has a green day, then that's just going to screw anything up. But that is going to wrap up this, I don't know what to call this podcast, this stream. Appreciate anyone that joins. If you had a good time, I hope so. Like and subscribe if you'd like to. I'm just doing this for myself to hold myself accountable. And I feel like teaching helps someone learn and understand something and doing better. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. Big time players make big time plays. We do big things every round. Y'all have a good one.